Hey there, I'm Matt Reinhardt, and today I'm going to quickly talk about burpees. Now, don't get me wrong, I think burpees are a great, functional movement. However, they're extremely challenging. Like, most of the general population probably shouldn't be trying to do burpees. So, like I said, most people don't, really know how to do a push-up. And, holding a plank can be difficult for some. And doing squats, most people don't really understand how to do a squat properly, and then combine a squat jump and landing in that squat jump. It's a really complex movement. So I don't understand why, you see fitness group instructors having people do, or not even group instructors, just like fitness instructors in general, having people do burpees who have no business doing burpees. Just because a burpee is an unloaded movement doesn't mean that it's not dangerous. Just think about, look at somebody's back. Look at their spinal position when they're in transition from, the push-up, when they kind of propel themselves up into the bottom of squat. Most people don't have the mobility, stability, proprioception to get into that position safely. So it really makes no sense to me why you have all kinds of people doing it in a group setting, or just in like a small group setting, why you have people doing it. And not to mention that just doing 3 to 5 is really challenging. For me, after 3 to 5 burpees, I'm starting to get tired, and I lose my position. So I don't do it. But when you're in the group mentality, you see other people, oh, they're still going. But it's when you start to fatigue, your position becomes even worse, and your risk of injury is even higher. And not only are you do you increase your risk of injury, but every rep after the form starts to break down, every single rep gets worse. But every time you do a bad rep, you're training your motor pathways, you're training your neurological system, you're telling it it's okay to move that way. And you're just going to ingrain that motor pattern in your body. So poor back posture, poor landing technique, you're going to let the knees cave in. When you do a push-up, you're going to have your elbows flare, when you're fatigued. So the more shitty reps you do, the more you're telling your body that it's okay to do it like that. So this is the hot take of the day, but a functional movement is no longer functional when you're executing the movement in a dysfunctional way. So instead of doing a burpee for an aerobic stimulus, just do something simple. Do a Tabata on a bike, or do jumping jacks. Don't do some crazy movement that most people can't do. So if you do want to work on the actual burpee movements, just break them up into their singular parts. So break them up into a push-up, into a plank position, into a body weight squat, into a body weight squat jump. It just makes no sense to just throw them all into one exercise, start a timer, and tell everyone to go like hell. So, for the general population, some people can handle this to a certain extent, but eventually, everyone's form breaks down with whatever you do, right? But if you're in that setting and you don't feel comfortable doing a burpee, don't feel ashamed to sit that one out. Because in my opinion, if you don't feel comfortable doing a burpee, and most people don't because they're really hard, then don't do them. Don't give in to the pressure of some fitness instructor with a microphone yelling out inspirational words or motivational quotes, right? Just say no thanks. I'll just do jumping jacks. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope it helps that for people that do feel uncomfortable, feeling like they have to do things because everyone else is doing them, even though they all look terrible when they're doing it, is that you don't have to do it. Thanks. Talk to you later.